It's the morning. I'm still in my pajama. My son is sleeping, so I'm going to be quiet. I really wanted to share about something that feels very touching for me right now, and it's about guilt and joy, and how I had someone ask me, my coach, my fitness coach, she asked me, how could it look like to bring more joy in what you're doing and let joy guide more? And I got excited. There's a lot of things I feel joyous about. And I realized that sometimes I don't have access to the joy. Well, I do, but there's something. And that something today felt like guilt. And that brings me back to feeling the guilt after a binge, the shame and the guilt. But today is more about the guilt. And how that's preventing me from moving forward again. And how I've realized how I've been feeling guilty for doing the things I loved. And I'm going to share something here that I don't think applies to everyone necessarily, so it's going to take some discernment. So I don't mean to say that this is how it should be for everyone. One of the things that came with the eating disorder is making everything related to the eating disorder a monster and a really bad thing. And taking care of myself in the form of watching what I eat and just eating what feels good and exercising has always been a part of me, something that is natural to me. I think it's natural to everyone. It's something that was maybe not only just important, that's something I actually enjoy doing so much. And as a teenager, it might have been the only thing that I enjoyed doing so much. So what do you do when you're trying to cope with life? You do more of the things you enjoy. And I pushed it because there was, I was trying to fill a gap that could not be filled with this. But I want to bring some compassion to myself. I did what felt good to me. And this, I want to keep it close to my heart. Because what it became was everything that once felt good to me became a monster. I was being told that and it was true, but it became that exercising was a bad thing. I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't take care of my body. What they were telling me was I shouldn't do it that much. But that's not the message I got. And I shouldn't do yoga every day because that's a little obsessive. I shouldn't eat well because that's obsessive. And part of it is true, it had become obsessive, but it's more about the message I got that it was. Now I was like, oh, now it's a bad thing. And so I found myself many years later doing yoga every morning still and finding it really, really hard. And it's confusing. It's like those things that I love. So everything became hard, like eating became hard. And by exercising became hard. And what I mean by hard, became hard to stay in my body. What I was eating, what I'm exercising. And I realized that the guilt here, I feel guilty for doing yoga every morning. I feel guilty for cooking. I feel guilty for taking my time to eat. I feel guilty to go to the gym. So it became something that I wanted to do in secret. I didn't want, until very recently, I didn't want anyone to see me work out or do yoga. I don't want anyone to see me eat. Cooking, I was okay with that, because it fit another part of my life where I could make it okay in some ways, like it was my job. So that was okay. And now that it's not my job anymore after a separation, I felt like, oh, I'm only cooking for myself, so now I should feel guilty. And so I stopped cooking as much as I used to. But guess what? I love cooking. So all those things, I felt guilt while doing it. Of course it's not enjoyable. So that's why I realized that it's that question, what's my joy? Like, well, if there's guilt in everything I do, I don't have access to that joy. And I would still do the thing. That's the interesting part. I would still do my yoga because that's how disciplined maybe I am. Because it felt good, I know. Because when I stopped, if I would be in a binge cycle for a week or 2 weeks or 3 months, and I would stop, I would feel it in my body. So I know it felt good. So I kept going, but it's really hard mentally. And even though I was still doing the thing, so I was still eating, obviously, I was still cooking some, but the guilt was faltering my commitment. It's not 100% commitment if there's some guilt in it. And I don't believe in 90%, 99% commitment. Yes, it's a little bit of an all or nothing for me on that, and I own that. It's either you commit or you don't. It's not, I'll do 90%. No, don't do it. Well, don't do it with me, anyways. And commitment is another topic. Commitment doesn't mean you stay at it until you die. That's not what it means. It means for me to stop doubting my decision, to stop doubting what I love doing. And I saw for the first time how guilt is interwoven into joy and commitment. So I'm feeling guilty. I feel guilt when I do the things I enjoy around food and exercise. And that created a lot of confusion in my body. And I feel a lot of compassion for that confusion. So that's my invitation, my inspiration to realize that it's not the thing in itself that's good or bad. At this point, is, do I feel guilt around it? And that's what's destabilizing, is doing something and half doing it and half thinking you shouldn't be doing it. That's what's hard. It's not yoga every morning that's hard. What's hard is the confusion, it's the doubting, it's the instability that doubts create, that's fueled by guilt. It's not the yoga, it's not the eating, it's not the exercising, it's not the not exercising, it's the confusion around it that's destabilizing. And in recovery and healing and moving forward, what I need is stability. Yes, a house is great, of course. Yes, stable relationships. That's all amazing. I need to have this. I hate to say this, it has to come from inside first. It's the inner stability to stop fucking doubting everything I do. And I realized that it's even better to do something that was a huge mistake. And then I was like 100% committed to it, and then I realized, oh shit, that was not a good idea. I think that's better than just being in the middle of both. And I don't know, if you have kids, that's another thing I realize, is that My situation after the breakup and the physical instability is not what is affecting the kid, my kid, anyways. That's not what it is. It's not the fact that we're separated. It's not the fact that his parents are in 2 separate houses. For anything, he has a great life. Like, he's got 2 different environments. He's doing well. When he's not doing well is when I'm full of guilt around the fact that, we've lost a lifestyle that I created, that I knew worked for us, and then now we're here in this new place that's not quite perfect. That's, human design and environment. I know his, I know mine, and it's not exactly perfect yet. I know we're in the right place. And that was confusing too. How do you know, like, when you know you're in the right place and it's not perfect? But the kid is like, my child is a mirror. We're resilient. It's okay to be in a state that's not perfect. It's okay to have binge and be bloated and gross and fat. It's okay. What's not okay is the guilt around this. It's the guilt to come back to my childhood situation after a breakup. What's not okay is me being hard on myself for not having the perfect conditions yet. That's what's unstable for my child. But the day that we're here, I know it's not perfect. It's gonna work out. How? I don't know. I really don't know. Well, that's the adventure. It's beautiful to realize how I don't have to control that everything be perfect around me or in my body. What's the experience that I'm looking for is an experience where I can just be without the guilt. Or with the guilt, right? Let's go a step further. Let the guilt be. It's okay. It's okay. It's just guilt. It's just guilt doing its thing. Love it.